Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this Wednesday's Inspiration Wednesday session. I'm Laura Michaelo, Product Manager for Lectora. Today I'm really excited to introduce you to Lectora Express. If you could just go ahead quickly and raise your hand if you can hear me and see my screen. Let's make sure everybody can see and hear. Okay, great. Looks like we've got the majority of you raising your hand. Perfect. So if you're on this call, you're here to learn about Lectora Express. Lectora Express is the newest addition to the Lectora family of products. It provides an easy way for you to host both formal and informal e-learning content all in one place. With Lectora Express, you can track content views and completion status. You can build robust graphical reports to allow you to easily see the most popular content, the most viewed, and the highest rated content. And the best part is that Lectora Express is intuitive and straightforward enough that you can set this up yourself. So a couple of housekeeping items before we get started. We do have a large number of attendees on today's call, so everyone has been muted. But if you do have any questions throughout the presentation, please feel free to submit them through the question window. And my colleagues Tara Rowe, Director of Training, and Daryl Fleary, Product Manager, are both on the line and they'll be answering those. But this session is being recorded and will go up on our website. So if you need to go back and review it, you certainly have the option to do that on our website. This should last just about 45 minutes or so, and we will do our best to answer all of your questions. We simply may not be able to get to them in the time allotted, so if not, please go ahead and email those questions to support@trivantis.com. So in this session, you're going to learn all about this lightweight LMS. In fact, in the time that I spend covering the features and functionality in Lectora Express, you'll be able to sign up for a trial, customize your site, add content and users, and be on your way. So you can read just a few of the user testimonials here that we've received from beta testers who worked with Lectora Express over the past few months. Nonprofit organizations found benefits in the ability to post public content to social networking sites like Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So this is a great way to market your company while providing informational material. And once a user self-registers, if that option is available, then they'll gain access to private content. Small departments within large organizations, they liked how easy it was to quickly post informal learning content that could be shared among teams and colleagues. And in this sense, Lectora Express served as a repository for sharing up-to-date content without the hassle of a complex learning management system. Government agencies, they appreciated the ease of use for deploying and tracking those required courses. Lectora Express allows anyone, including non-technical professionals and subject matter experts, to host courses, videos, documents, and presentations without the complicated processes or requirements of that full-featured learning management system. Small and medium-sized businesses were impressed with the ability to host both formal SCORM and AICC content so that grades and status could be tracked without needing to purchase an expensive LMS that takes so much time to configure. So really, you can think of Lectora Express as a lightweight LMS, an informal learning platform, and a repository for sharing content, both public and private. And hopefully, as I demonstrate Lectora Express, you'll find many ways that you'll benefit from this system. So let's first go over the main functions and features of Lectora Express. I'll go over each of these in a lot more detail as I demonstrate the product live, but let's just get a feel for what this product can do. When it comes to system setup, you can take advantage of instant branding capabilities, from colors to logos and welcome messages, to give your site that corporate branding that it needs. And when you purchase or trial Lectora Express, you'll be given a unique subdomain or URL, such as acmeproducts.lectoraexpress.com. And if a public content catalog is enabled, as you'll see, users can land on this page to access material that you make available or public to them. All kinds of content can be hosted on Lectora Express, from formal learning to videos, documents, PDFs, web-based presentations, and you can determine whether your content is private and assigned only, available for open enrollment by registered users, so that would be your catalog, or public and available in the public content catalog. Users within Lectora Express consist of a single system administrator, publishers, and viewers. Because Lectora Express allows for so many types of content items and uses, you'll find that these users can fill more than a typical instructor and student role that you find in a typical learning management system. To connect with a community of users, Lectora Express allows for posting to social networking sites, enabling a guest book for public content, and the ability for viewers to leave ratings on completed content. Personally, I think that the reports really best illustrate the simplicity and power of Lectora Express. You can access at-a-glance reports with graphical content or dive into those individual reports. Those allow you to track and analyze viewership, status, ratings, content, and users in detail. Finally, you can turn on notifications so that admins, publishers, and viewers will receive emails when important activities take place within the system. So you may be asking, how is Lectora Express different from CourseMill, which is another product that we offer? So if you are familiar with CourseMill, you'll know that some of the features include a self-hosted version, organization, curriculum, and course-level documents, the ability to group courses into curriculums and schedule instructor-led training. You have curriculum and course prerequisites, email chat and discussion boards, custom reports, and completely customizable notifications. So as you can see, CourseMill is a robust and feature-rich learning management system that offers the benefits of a full LMS. But because not all organizations, departments, teams, or individual users need the set of features that CourseMill provides, Lectora Express comes in as that lightweight LMS. Okay, so let's go over the agenda of today's demonstration. First, I'll just give you a brief overview of Lectora Express and the types of users and content that are available within the system. We'll talk about how an administrator goes through the initial process of configuring the system. And then next I'll discuss the different ways to add and manage users, as well as how publishers can add and manage content. And then we'll look at the viewer experience, how they access, launch, and complete content. And finally, I'll show you many of the reports that are available to both the publisher and administrator. I think as I go through the product, you're going to find that Lectora Express is extremely intuitive and easy to use. Lectora Express supports 3 types of users: the administrator, publishers, and viewers. The single system administrator allows you to configure system settings such as branding and access permissions. The admin will add and manage users, whether importing them or adding them to groups. The admin will add and manage content, such as archiving and deleting content, and generate user and content reports that can be used to evaluate system usage, content popularity, completion percentages, for example. Publishers are your content contributors. So these users are responsible for adding content items, whether there are those formal AICC SCORM items or informal presentations, MP4 videos, PDF or Word documents. Publishers have the ability to edit and manage the content that they've added. So for example, a publisher can assign a piece of private content to a registered user and also recommend public content. Publishers can also generate a number of reports on the content that they've added to the system. The viewers in Lectora Express are the content consumers. So viewers are the ones who will launch and view the content. They'll access that content through the content catalog, which contains public content and open enrollment content. They'll also receive assignments for private content. Viewers have the ability to track completed content and then also optionally rate that content if ratings are enabled within your system. Lectora Express allows you to deliver and track both formal and informal learning content. So we say this a lot because it's really a unique feature of Lectora Express that provides many benefits. So Lectora Express supports the delivery of formal learning content that adheres to AICC and SCORM standards, specifically SCORM 1.2, where grades and completion status can be tracked. Informal learning content such as documents, videos, presentation, those can all be added to the system as well, and viewership can also be tracked for those content items. So we're able to track within Lectora Express if someone has downloaded that PowerPoint or gone through the web presentation. Content can be made accessible in one of 4 different ways. So private content is assigned only to specific registered users of the Lectora Express system. So those publishers are going to assign that private content out to specific users. Open enrollment content is available for all registered users of the system. So again, that will be available in the content catalog when registered users log in. Public content can be recommended through the distribution of a public content link or URL. So you can send that out or post that URL on your website, for example, and then have it launched in Lectora Express where then you can track the viewership. And then you can also post that content to a public content catalog, which I'll show you as well. So let's talk about how the administrator sets up the system. And again, the real beauty of this is that system settings can be saved in really just a matter of minutes. So organization sites can be up and running in no time. So let's go ahead and go to Lectora Express. So here I am logged in as an administrator. On the Home tab, I've got Dashboards. And let's go ahead and go right to the System Settings tab. As an administrator of your Lectora Express learning management system, you'll have the responsibility of configuring the system to meet your organization's requirements. So the options available on your System Settings tab determine your user's overall experience with Lectora Express and the permissions that are available to them. So let's look at content permissions first. The first set of options, those pertain to your content permissions, and you can use the content access controls to specify whether you want to allow public content within your system, and if so, what public content features should be available to the publishers that are adding the content. So public content can be accessed by anyone with that public content URL. And you'll find that URL available when you edit the content that you've added to the system. If you have the public catalog enabled, then publishers can also post content items within it. So when that public catalog is enabled, it will replace the standard login screen that's accessible at your system's homepage. You can also enable quick posts to social networking sites, and this gives you the ability to empower your publishers so they can promote public content on popular social networking sites, Facebook, LinkedIn, Yammer, Twitter, Google+. You can also specify whether users will have the ability to self-register within the system. So if this is not enabled, then the system administrator is responsible for adding and importing users into the system. But if this is on, then users can self-register. So next up, we're going to talk about content publishing defaults. Your selection here actually sets the default access permissions for content that's published directly from Lectora Publisher, Lectora Inspire, or Lectora Online. And I'll show you how that process works. Further, you can set your content auto-archiving rules, and content that is archived is no longer accessible to viewers, but all the data and reports that are related to that content item will remain available to the admin and the publisher. Additional content permissions include the ability to allow for content ratings. Content ratings have proved to be one of the more popular features of Lectora Express. This lets you decide if you want to allow your publishers to decide which content items can be rated by viewers, force all content items in the system to allow for content ratings, or disallow ratings entirely. You also have the same set of options for specifying the visibility of these ratings to viewers of the content. So for example, you may choose to collect ratings from viewers for your content really for internal evaluation purposes, but then not allow viewers to actually see those ratings. So that's up to you when you set your system up. And then the last set of content permissions include specifying content topics. Topics are a great way to categorize the content in your system. So you can manage these topics yourself to add and delete new content topics, and you can also allow your publishers to contribute to the list of topics as well. The next set of options configurable within your system settings are those related to email notifications. So the system automatically sends a variety of emails to the administrator, viewers, and publishers just based on the events occurring within the system. So on the left, you can select the notifications that you want automatically delivered to your viewers and publishers. And on the right, select the notifications that you, as an administrator, want to receive. For example, an admin may wish to be notified every time a new content item has been published, and you may want your viewers to receive email notifications when a content item is assigned to them. The remaining options available on your system settings are related to your system branding. So you can modify the colors, logos, messages, and images that are used within your system to ensure it has a consistent look with your corporate standards. You can modify the interface colors using these color pickers, and the color pickers pertain to different portions of the interface. So you can easily create your own system color scheme, adding a background color, a section heading. And as you update these colors and save, it'll automatically update the colors on your site. You can also specify the various site labels that you want to appear within your system. Your site title and welcome message are displayed on your system homepage, and your privacy policy, if you choose to add one, can be referenced by anyone self-registering within the system. Of course, you can further brand your system by uploading your own logo and welcome graphic. The logo will appear at the top left corner of your system at all times, and the welcome graphic, as you would imagine, is displayed on your system's homepage when that public content catalog is either emptied or not enabled. So just for reference, if the public content catalog was not enabled and self-registration was turned on, this is what the homepage might look like. There's my logo, my welcome graphic, the title and welcome message, which are all customizable, and then if self-registration is turned on, this is where users can register for your system. If we go to our demo organization for Lectora Express, this is the alternate view. So here you can see that the public content catalog is turned on. So we still have that welcome message and logo, but now we have the public content gallery and list of content items that we've made public within this organization. The Lectora Express administrator is also responsible for adding users to the system. So there are a few different ways that you can do this. First, as you saw before, you can configure your system settings so that users can register themselves into the system. And when that option is enabled, again, this is what your organization homepage will look like with that area to register, or you can add a link where users can self-register. Secondly, you can manually add users from the Users and Groups tab. You'll just click a new user button, provide the necessary details. You'll see that it's just the basics here, first, last, email, and password, for example. When you're done, you'll just click the Save button and then just repeat this process for each user that you want to add manually. And then the third and final way that you can add users to your Lectora Express system, of course, is by importing them. So you'll just click that Import button, browse to locate and select a CSV file for importing. So this can easily be created in any kind of spreadsheet program such as Excel. And we'll just display we have a sample right here on the dialog. So it's very easy for you to see those expected column headings and values that you should put in. So you'll be able to put also what the role is and if they belong to any group that you've specified in the system. So if we go to the Users and Groups tab here, as I am logged in as an admin, this is what this looks like. So once you have users in your system, the Users and Groups tab displays a sortable table that you can use to quickly locate your users. And for each group that you've created, an associated group filter is available on the left, and you can click a group name to display the users in that group. To create a new group, you just click the Add Group button. And then to manage the users in that group, you'll just use the Add, Remove, and New User buttons. Again, here is that Import option if you wanted to import a set of users. And here is the New User button if you want to manually add a single user. And you can automatically assign them to a group during that process. You can easily keep track of your user totals with the user overview chart here on the right. And when you want more details, you'll just run a full user report, and this will allow you to gain access to usage statistics and information for the system's entire user base. So let's talk about the publishers. The publishers in your Lectora Express system are your content contributors, and they can add and manage the content that's accessible to viewers. So let's go ahead over here, and I'm going to log in as a publisher. As a user, when you first log in as either a viewer or a publisher, a quick tour will automatically pop up. Of course, I've logged into the system a number of times, but I can always access it from the help system. So I can choose here to take the tour, and this is going to walk you through all the main tabs and areas and tasks to help you quickly get started. But as a publisher, the first thing that I'm going to want to start doing, of course, is adding content. So I can do this just by clicking the Add Content Item button. And all I'll do here is complete the required catalog information. So let's say I want to go ahead and upload, how about a Lectora Online Overview PowerPoint. So again, supported content types, you've got those individual documents, presentations, video files, zipped SCORM, content packages, and zipped web-based content. When your file has uploaded successfully, you'll just input that additional content information. So the details that you provide here for content name and description, as well as topic and keyword, these are available within the content catalogs and assignments lists. They're also very useful in helping your viewers search for and locate the content. You can also upload a unique thumbnail image that will visually represent the content item. So you can see here, there was a default thumbnail, and then Lectora Express recognized when I imported the PowerPoint file and replaced it with a default PowerPoint thumbnail. But you also have the option of replacing that with any unique image that you want. So I could go ahead and select something else, and this will be used here within your content catalog and the gallery to show that thumbnail to your users. So again, to review here, up within the content access permissions, these are the different privacy options for your content. Your content can be kept private and for assignment only to viewers of your choosing. It can be available for open enrollment by all registered users of the system. It can be made publicly available and referenced through the distribution of a content URL, or it can be posted to the public content catalog. If your content is public, additional guest book options enable you to collect basic information about the content viewer. So this guest book will pop up when a viewer launches the content, and whatever you determine is required must be entered before the user actually accesses the content, before that will pop up. And finally, content ratings options. Again, those enable you to collect ratings from your viewers so you can receive feedback about your content. Ratings are based on a 5-star system. You can choose to collect ratings, and again, also choose whether or not you want to let your viewers see those ratings. So we'll cancel out of here, but when the content item is successfully saved, it will appear on your My Catalog tab. So I'm logged in as a publisher again. This is my Catalog tab, and it's where you'll find all of the individual content items that you've added to the system. You'll also have the ability to easily edit content details, recommend and assign content, generate viewership or grades reports for that content, and then of course archive or delete it. When you edit a content item, you have the ability to update the catalog information and social settings that are associated with it. If that content item is public, this is where you'll access that URL. You can quickly copy the URL. Very easy to grab that and send it to somebody or post it on your website. You can also promote the content on popular social networking sites. We've got Facebook, Google+, LinkedIn, Twitter, Yammer, and email. So if I were logged in, I would be able to post a link to my content, and because it's public, anyone would be able to click on that link and access the content. And then as a publisher, I can keep track either through guest book or ratings or viewership reports of who's accessed that content. You can recommend and assign content as well. You will recommend the public content to, of course, anyone you want. So you can input a comma-separated list of email addresses or select from the list of existing registered users. And then recipients of that recommendation, they'll receive an email with a direct link to launch and view the content. Assigning viewers to a private content item, again, similar process, results in both an email notification if you have that turned on, and then of course that item is going to appear in the assignee's active content list when they log into the system. If the content item is a piece of informal learning, such as a document or a video, you can quickly generate a viewership report. And if the content is a piece of formal learning, then such as a SCORM content package, for example, so we have this Introduction to Boating Safety SCORM content package. You can see that it is graded content, and I can create a grades report. Again, all those reports are available on the Reports tab, and we'll go into those in more detail in just a little bit. So again, I have the option to archive. When it's archived, viewers won't be able to launch or view the content, but as a publisher, you still have access to all the report data associated with it. So I go into my filter options, you can see I can choose the archived content here. But when I delete a content item, it's entirely removed from the system. So all the report data associated with it is also deleted. So you saw that I selected that filter options. As your content catalog grows, you can use these filter options to quickly search for and locate specific content items that you'll need to access and manage. Your viewers also have a similar search options available to them as they navigate through their content catalogs. So I just want to mention that for publishers with Lectora version 11.2 or Lectora Online 1.7, content can be published directly to Lectora Express from the Publish menu. So you can publish standard titles as web presentations, or if you turn your title options to AICC SCORM, those will be published out as graded content. So within each product, you'll just set your preferences to the correct URL, again, that mycompany.lectoraexpress.com. Enter your publisher credentials, and then when you're ready to publish, you'll choose Lectora Express from the Publish menu. Once the publish process is complete, you'll upload the title directly to Lectora Express, directly into your organization. There is a publisher's tutorial that will be made available on our website that goes through this process in more detail if anyone is interested in finding out more. So this really is a great way to get your content up on Lectora Express quickly and easily if you have Lectora or Lectora Online. So let's talk about how the viewer finds and accesses content. We really try to make it as easy as possible for viewers to find the content they're looking for, whether it's by assignment, completion date, or name. Your viewer homepage provides a summary of your most recent content activities and accomplishments. The My Active content provides a list of your recent content assignments, recommendations, and graded content items that you have in progress. And then the My Completed content, of course, displays the content items that you've most recently viewed or completed. You can launch any of the content items by clicking the play button associated with the content thumbnail. And that's just going to launch that content for you. If you want to see an exhaustive list of your active or completed content, you can click on these buttons here, or the View All Active or View All Completed at the bottom of each section. To the right over here, you'll see an area for announcements. So information can be broadcasted here from your system administrator and publishers. This is a great way for admins and publishers to let users know about news, updates to the system, anything that you want to let them know about. It's just a great news feed that you can take advantage of. So as a viewer, you'll click on the Content Catalog tab to browse the content items that are accessible to you as a viewer. So the Content Gallery showcases the most viewed, the newest, and in some cases the highest rated content. And you'll just navigate through the gallery using the left and right arrow buttons. You can click the Content Items Associated Details link just to learn more about the content. That's where you'll see that content name, topic, and description. And then of course the play button will launch the content. In this case, it will be a video. Beneath the content gallery is the content list. So this is an exhaustive list of all of the content items that are available to you. You can sort by column, and you can filter with a variety of search options. So you can search for specific content topics and titles in the search field, or quickly filter the content list by item type, topic, or published date. So imagine if you have a very long list, all of these filter options really do come in handy. So you can see here that I am showing you these viewer tabs as a publisher. Publishers will enjoy the same experience. They can access and view content in the same way that is available to viewers. Publishers just have these extra tabs to add, manage, and report on their content. But if I was just a viewer, I would only see the home and content catalog tabs. So as a publisher in Lectora Express, you do have the ability to access that report data that is associated with all of the content items that you've added. And you can find all of this. Let me go back to the publisher on the Reports tab. So initially, the Reports tab will display a dashboard with that at-a-glance information about the content that you've contributed to the system. So it'll show your top viewed content along with your top rated content. So both charts allow you to modify the time frame of the statistics and graphs displayed, and then also access a full report. So by clicking the View Full Report button, we'll show you a complete list of all of your content and their numbers of views and ratings. The far right of the dashboard will display your total content contributions with their corresponding access types here. And then if you're looking for more detailed information, you want those statistics, you want to analyze those numbers, then you'll click the report buttons and generate a number of different reports about your content and its viewers. So a viewership report, as you would imagine, provides you with the quantity of views for each of your content items. And to the right, you'll find a bar graph charting your top active content by number of viewers. You'll find similar charts with each report that you generate in Lectora Express. Report filters above the data table and links within it provide further means of filtering your data. So when you change one of the report filters here, just click Run Report, and that will regenerate the data using your new parameters. A grades report is only applicable to the formal AICC or SCORM learning content that you have contributed. So the grades report provides a list of all of your graded content items along with the quantity of users who have been assigned the content but not started it, who are in progress of completing it, and those who have passed or failed. And when you filter to a specific content item, you can further see the individual's performance in the content. A quiz survey report is only applicable to content published from Lectora Publisher, Lectora Inspire, or Lectora Online to your Lectora Express system. So using these reports, you can easily see how many people are answering questions correctly or incorrectly. And when you filter to an individual user, such as myself, you can see the exact answers provided for each question and view the corresponding correct answer. So I didn't do so well in boating safety. Here we have ratings reports. They enable you to see all of the ratings left for your content items if this is enabled in your system. And guest book reports provide the collected information from those public viewers who have assigned your content's guest book. If I was an administrator, and I'll just quickly switch back to my administrator view and go to the Reports tab, I have access to a user report and a viewership report for all the users and content within the system. So hopefully you can see that while these reports look straightforward, you have these wonderful graphics on the right, the charts, the pie charts, the bar graphs. They provide a lot of information, a lot of detail that really help you analyze what your users are doing in the system, how they're working with that content, if they're doing well, where are the trouble spots. So all of that is available to you. So we've gone through reports, users, content, adding content items. That's really all there is to Lectora Express, and I say all there is, that's a lot, but hopefully you'll be able to see how easy and intuitive it is to use. So that really just about wraps up the demonstration portion of today's Inspiration Wednesday session. If you do have questions, you want to learn more, you're interested in pricing, and of course if you want to sign up for a trial, you can learn more just by going to our website, lectora.com, and choosing Lectora Express from our products menu. Within Lectora U, I also want to mention that we have a number of video tutorials that go through each of these functions if you want some review. So very similar to the demonstration that you've seen today, getting started, configuring your system, adding users, content, reports and ratings, and exploring that viewer experience. So if you need a refresher, these are here for you. Of course, the session is being recorded. It will be made available on our website. You always have the ability to sign back in for a product demo weekly. Those are available to you. Too many tabs. Okay, so that really wraps it up. Let's go ahead and go to the questions now, and I'll try to answer any questions that haven't already been answered. I can. Inactive users. No, there is not the option for inactive users at this point in Lectora Express. Good question. So, you want the ability to and re-upload it to the system. Yeah, I mean, I think the best way to go about that would be to embed that possibly within a web presentation, for example, and then have that launch somewhere where anyone, where you can access it. But the ability to actually, import that into Lectora Express and have someone download it, make changes, re-upload it, that's not available. That's not functionality. That's part of the system. Yes, this is tablet friendly. So if you are a viewer, you can easily go grab your iPad, log in, and start accessing your content. Of course, keep in mind that the content that you add to the system will also need to be tablet friendly. Absolutely. That's correct. See a question, would I have to remove the user after they've finished their course so they'll not be counted in my user totals? That is correct. Any more questions? Will articulate programs published be usable? Yes, so again, if we want to add content, I think the best way to take a look at what's available is to just look at this list here. So let me move this over a little bit for you. And you can also see the full list within our help documentation. So you can see we've got doc files, HTML files, MP4, PDF, PowerPoint, SWF files. So if you export those files to a SWF file, a Flash animation, text, spreadsheets, and also you can go ahead and zip those files up and upload that, and those will have to be downloaded to your user system. So any of these options are available to you within Lectora Express. Couple more questions? Is Storyline compatible with Lectora Express? Again, yes. So as long as it publishes out to one of these formats, you can publish to a web-based presentation, to an HTML package that can be uploaded into Lectora Express. Absolutely. So the content is not just limited to what you put out with Lectora, Lectora Online, but if you do have Lectora or Lectora Online, you have that option to publish directly to Lectora Express. So that is just an added benefit. We want to make sure that all of our products play nicely and are integrated with each other. So it just helps you have a more seamless experience. All right, well, I promised you 45 minutes. We've reached those 45 minutes. Thank you so much for joining this morning. If you have any questions, please feel free to email support@trivanis.com. Again, please go to our website for more information. You can watch those video tutorials. You can sign up for a trial automatically and get started adding your content. We're really excited about Lectora Express, and we hope that you are as well. Thank you so much for your time this morning.